Today it's part 2 on planetary magic, and we're going to learn some fun ways you can utilize the power of the planets.
Enter a world of enchantment, of enlightenment, Meg's Magical Mansion.
Come, whoever you are, to Meg's Magical Mansion, a virtual guest house for spiritual wayfarers, a place where the ordinary becomes magical, where wisdom is yours for the asking, and where your higher nature is just a wish away. Thanks for joining us here today at the Magical Mansion. I'm Meg with my scrumptious parlourmaid, Parfait,
Charmed,
and my beautiful assistant, Miss Alice Poopers. We're very excited everyone's here today. Do you know what we're talking about today, Parfait?
Oh, I think we're talking about planets.
That's right. Last week we started our series on Planetary Magic. We talked about the 7 classical planets.
Oh, I remember that.
And today we're going to talk about different things you can do with magic and witchcraft utilizing the power of the 7 classical planets.
Ooh, I like learning about the sun and the moon.
That's fun, isn't it? Today we are talking about some ways you can utilize planetary magic in your magic and witchcraft. And there are a lot of different ways to do this, and today we're going to talk about 2 of them. First up, meditation journeys. This is a mental or imagined journey in your mind with a planet and its planetary deities. This would be a time when you put yourself in a meditative state and prepare for an inner journey to integrate the different facets of your psyche to become as close to the perfection of the planetary deity you're working with as possible. It is a quest to perfect your soul by identifying with the qualities of the planets and the deities connected to them. It's a really nice idea to begin your meditative journey with a hymn or an ode to a planetary deity, and to use this as a way to invite that deity to express itself within you. Meditative journeys can be as simple or fanciful as you like. You can control the amount of ceremony that is comfortable for you. But as with most meditative practices, you need to find a quiet place and a spot where you can sit comfortably. And you want to probably sit in a fashion where your spine is straight in a comfortable but upright position. You can enhance your experience with incense and other forms of magic, such as casting a circle or other things you might use in your magical ceremonies. And these can make your journey have extra depth and clarity and help you focus your intentions. And once you are seated comfortably, begin with a few deep, cleansing breaths to calm your mind. You might want to consider pre-recording a meditation for your journey. So when you are doing the meditation, you can relax and allow the pre-recorded audio to just take you along. You can memorize the journey, but then you have to maintain a certain level of focus to make sure you're sticking with what you had planned. So I really recommend pre-recording. And as you go into your meditation, you want to pay attention to all of the details you notice on your meditation journey. All the little things, the colors, the sights, the sounds, the feelings that you have. And I think it is very important after your journey that you immediately journal about your experience, making note of any details that you encountered on your journey. Then you can update your pre-recorded audio for your meditation and include these details in it. And the more detailed your meditation becomes, the deeper you will find yourself going into it. And these meditation journeys can be done solo or in group settings. Meditation journeys allow you to explore the 7 wandering stars and the deities associated with them in ever-increasing detail the more you perform them. And the second thing I want to talk about today is the use of planetary days and hours in your magic. The timing of your planetary magic can have a strong impact on the results you get. So using the power of planetary days and hours can add a lot of potency to your magic. First, think about the results you are trying to achieve. What magical thing do you want to accomplish? This will help you pick the most powerful time to perform your magic, because you can align it with the proper planets and deities and then perform the magic during the correct planetary days and hours. Each day of the week is associated with one of the 7 classical planets, and it is best to create your magical ceremonies on days when the planetary energies best match your desired outcomes. For example, if you're trying to charge a talisman, you want to do it on the day of the week associated with the planet whose aspects align with your desired result. So a talisman for wealth, you might want to charge on a Sunday, since the sun is one of the heavenly bodies most closely associated with wealth. And here is a little chart to show you the different days of the weeks and how they align with the planets and some of the attributes you might want to be working with on those particular days. Now, getting your ceremonies and your spells done on these days of the week can add a lot of power and zhuzh to what you're doing. But if you want to really ramp it up, you can also cast these spells and do your ceremonies at specific hours, during specific planetary hours. And you have to remember, planetary hours are different from our regular 24 hours where they're each 60 minutes long. And planetary hours also are good for if you have an urgent bit of magic you need to do and you cannot wait for the planet's day to arrive. You can align your magic with the planetary hour for that planet on any day of the week. Or if your magic spell or ceremony might draw on the power of 2 different planets, and you want to work with 2 different planets at the same time, you might use the planetary day for one of the planets and then do it at the planetary hour of the other planet. And that could help you draw the energy of both planets in simultaneously. So planetary hours were used in the medieval grimoires, but actually they go back even further to ancient Egypt. And then the Greeks adopted the idea from the Egyptians, and then it got passed on to the Romans. So working with planetary hours is, again, completely different from our normal system of time. So you have to adjust your thinking. Planetary days are divided into 24 planetary hours, but we start at dawn with our first hour And our 24 hours end the next day at dawn, which isn't always exactly 24 hours. So one day is from dawn to dawn. We then divide the day further from sunrise to sunset. And that time period, and remember, sunrise and sunset are not fixed times, they change throughout the year. Whatever amount of time that is between sunrise and sunset is divided into 12 equal parts, or planetary hours. And then the time from sunset to sunrise, however long that is divided into 12 equal parts, or planetary hours. And because the length of day and night changes throughout the year, and as we are moving through the seasons, the planetary hours are constantly changing. The only time we get equal hours and days is on the spring and autumn equinox. That is why planetary hours are often called the unequal hours. So during the lighter half of the year, spring and summer, we have more hours of days than night. So the 12 planetary hours from dawn till sunset are longer than the night hours. And then this pattern reverses in the fall and the winter, when the nights become longer than the days. And there are a lot of fancy-pantsy mathematical calculations that you can use to figure out the planetary hours. Or you could just use the link I'm going to put in the description for an online planetary hour calculator. And you can let your computer do all the work for you. Now, using the planetary days and hours and taking a meditation journey are just two ways that you can use the power of the planets in your magic. And in our next episode, we're going to continue looking at some other ways, including invocation and evocation, and we might even be taking another look at sigils. So make sure you check back next week for more uses of planetary magic.
I hope you enjoyed Meg's presentation on the planets, about how you can harness their power, not only in your own magical practices, but also in your daily lives. Now, look for my planet meditation videos coming out soon. Those are going to be exciting, and I love to write poetry, so you need to check those out. And don't forget, in the words of Buddha, 1,000 candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of that candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. Thanks again for sharing your time and attention here with us at Meg's Magical Mansion. Until next time, toodles!